Well, you know, definitely they're not going to allow traffic to get between the officers and that SUV, and definitely the one officer right there that we're seeing, the one that keeps straddling that line, definitely the closest I've seen since this has started. Basically right up on that SUV this afternoon, getting closer, closing that gap as you've been saying. But you know they're not going to be doing anything like a pit maneuver. They're not going to bump that rear bumper until there are no other cars on the freeway. And then of course, you know, you've got to, it's all physics. And you know, the weight proportion is not going to be good. You see the brake lights coming on that Navigator, so he's definitely starting to get into that traffic we were talking about, and it does seem to get thicker and thicker as we're going up the south here into San Clemente. So he's going to start having some issues right there. Really starting to lock it up, trying to choose the number one lane, and you know. This is this time when this stuff starts happening, officers are going to start getting more and more tense. We start to watch a little bit more about what's going on, but you can see the traffic's getting thicker, cars are driving slower. This guy's still holding those high speeds out here. This may get a little bit hairy. The lanes, and it looks like they're doing construction out here as well. That might add to making the lanes a little bit tighter. You know, when they do that, they always take a little bit off of each so they have the areas to work. California Highway Patrol definitely right behind them there as this continues on southbound out here. You know, they just want this thing to come to an end. You know, something else just to talk about real quick. This has been going on for, like you said, coming up on probably on 2 hours now. You know, and I always shout out the number one lane. Some people might not know how that works. Lanes are numbered on the freeway, basically from left to right. So the one closest to the center divider, if it's not an HOV, that would be the number one. In this case, he is going to be in the number 2 lane. That's just some verbiage that you get used to doing traffic and listening to law enforcement talk about things, because that's how they number the lane. So right now he's in the number 2 lane, southbound 5 freeway, just past San Clemente. This thing just keeps going and going. I'm sorry, I thought I was going to get you a street name right there. But it just continues on out here. Traffic is about the same. Maybe it's going to get a little bit more thick as we make another one of those big turns. But it really does look like we bought the ticket, and we're going to be taking the ride to San Diego this afternoon. Sandra, I mean, those are the important things. That is a lot of the working that these officers, any law enforcement, in this case, it is going to be California Highway Patrol. This is the stuff that they are talking about. This is the stuff that is going on behind the scenes. It isn't just, let's get behind this guy, drive as fast as we can, turn on our lights and sirens, and just have a good time. These guys not having a good time. Right now, those officers, they are worried. They are panicked. Not panicked. They're not. Let me correct that. They are doing the job that they are trained to do. They are worried about the public is what they're worried about, and they are, of course, they are trying to make a plan right now, doing what they can as fast as they can, getting as much information together to bring this to an end safely. Right now, though, we're entering the Oceanside area. San Onofre is where we're at. If we can see it in the shot, the power plant is going to be right there. It was that close to the San Onofre area, and of course that pursuit continuing on. California Highway Patrol still behind him. It's starting to change some lanes out there. They're talking about frequency changes as well. They're talking about who they're going to have to talk to. The car is slowing down. Was going 85 miles an hour, now starting to really slow down. Perhaps we're going to find out about that running out of gas. San Onofre, right by the power plant. It looks like he's starting to use that shoulder, really slowing down. Yes, and so San Diego, not in my future. Right next to the San Onofre power plant. That is exactly where we are. Southbound 5 freeway. It did come to a complete stop. The windows is down. The hands are out. Look at that. And you know, this is he's just bringing it. He's just doing what he needs to do. He's like he knows. A water bottle dropping out. You know, this is what we see a lot of the times. They will just come to a stop. Probably, my guess, ran out of gas. And here's our big question: it does appear to be a male driver, a young male driver. Getting out of that car. Not sure about the age at all, but definitely a smaller guy for sure. Getting out of the vehicle right now, slowly backing up out of the vehicle. Officers, California Highway Patrol, telling him what he needs to do. They got the dog out. That's it's great technique, but probably not going to need it. He's doing what the officers are telling him to do. They're going to make sure he has no weapons on him, anything like that. Hands on your head, walk backwards towards an officer. We're probably going to see one of the officers make an effort here in a moment, walk up, have that guy keep walking back so that they don't know where the officer is, but they're going to take that guy into custody. Obviously, got to make sure that car is going to be cleared. Traffic really starting to build. Don't want to get off this guy right now until we see him go into custody, but down on his knees right there, probably asking him, probably anybody else in the vehicle. I'm almost positive that's what that question was. There we go. One hand, and then the other is going to be cuffed here in just a moment. Officers are going to have to check that car before they open up the freeway. Probably going to be taking away one lane, especially if it ran out of gas. All lanes right now, southbound 5 freeway shut down right by the San Onofre power plant as that black SUV finally runs out of gas out here. A long pursuit, short, uneventful ending as of yet, but that car still not cleared. Yep, and you know, these officers, well, you know, those officers actually working with their helicopter. We heard the helicopter talking just moments ago, saying he was looking the best he could to make sure there was nobody in the vehicle. The one officer did that big 4 in the air, just basically saying code 4. That means that yep, it is the universal. Everything is done and over with. That dog not interested in the car, which is a good sign. That suspect is cuffed behind that vehicle. And let's take a little look at traffic as they shut down the southbound 5 completely. Other officers still making their way over here right now, but you can take a look right there. All lanes are shut down, at least for the few moments while they clear that vehicle, get it off the road, get those officers back into a safer position. Is building, but you know, this is a Southern California freeway. It will recover like it always does.